Now, how do I even start off with this one? Just how? Just how? Just how? Now, as we can see, already got, hold on. Already have, and my thing broke.
These are the worst ways people have ever died. This right here is 24-year-old Svetlana Roslina, and she worked at a chocolate factory in Russia. But one day while she was working, she dropped her phone into the chocolate factory machine, and when she tried to receive it, she fell and could never get out. Alright, next, this is Zhang Wang, and one day she went to a shopping center nearby her house with her 2-year-old. But unfortunately, she got dragged in between an escalator while at the mall and could never get out, but thankfully she saved her 2-year-old. Alright, finally, this is 41-year-old Hugo Avalos, and he worked at a meat processing plant. Well, one day while he was working, he accidentally fell into the meat grinder, and I think you know how that went. The worst ways people have died. Okay, firstly, this is so horrible it sounds fake. This mother pushed her son for 2 days on a swing until he died. That mother was later put into a mental institution. Alright, next, a 39-year-old man in the Philippines decided to face his fears and go on a roller coaster with his family, but as it went up, he started to have a panic attack and move around and kick all in his seat, but when it did a flip, he fell off the ride to his death. Finally, this took a turn for the worst. After this woman was celebrating her proposal, she accidentally fell off a 65-foot cliff to her death. The worst ways people have died.
Strangers. Hold up. Strange. Block with your hands. Why would you stand there? Why would you stand there and take that blade? Could have lived.
These are the dumbest ways people have died. Do not share this video because if the FBI sees this, they're gonna turn me into a slimy giraffe, then lick my neck. This old dude had a farm and he raised a lot of horses. When one day he had the urge to have the you-know-what with one of them. Let's just say his heart wasn't too happy. The ultimate scarf lady, cause she just had way too many to count. One day she decided to take out her convertible car and her longest scarf ever got stuck under the car tire. Her neck snapped. I guess she forgot to close her windows. That wasn't funny. And this guy ate too much poop. He became poop. These are the dumbest ways people have died.
That's probably the top.
Do not share this video because if the FBI
That's probably the top 5
turn me
stupidest
into
ways to die. Like, worst ways people have died. How about, bruh? Watch where you going. Why? Why would you do that? Why would you open the thing?
The absolutely dumbest ways people have died, part 2. In 2004, a Dutch teenager wanted to impress 2 of his friends. First, he would put his car on cruise control at 20 miles per hour. Then he would jump out and run alongside the car before jumping back in and driving away.
Stupid.
The moment his feet hit the ground, he fell over and slammed his head into the asphalt. He died the following day. 2012, Gary Barning was at his friend's house. There he spotted a jar and he thought it had some kind of drink inside. So he opened the jar and started drinking. But it was actually a jar of gasoline, so he spat it out all over himself. After that, he wanted to calm down with a cigarette. As soon as he lit it, he caught fire and died the next day. The absolutely dumbest...
Worst ways people have died. Part 20.
In a shower before. Why would you jump down that tube? God damn. That's why I don't do skydiving. Unless I'm defeating Eggman in space. Got sucked in the whirlpool. Yeah, I mean, I do
These
that
are the strangest
when I'm
ways
underwater
people have
sometimes.
ever died, part 4.
Still hit
Up
water.
first, a kid from Mississippi named Philip got a new lava lamp and did not listen to the instructions on how to heat it up. So he put the lava lamp on the stove.
Why?
And used its heat to make the lava lamp go.
Why?
Keep in mind, you should never do this.
Why?
A couple moments later, the lava lamp exploded from the pressure and shot shards of glass at Philip's body, killing him on impact.
Dang.
Next, a college student from British Columbia was just walking on the street one day when a helicopter lost control and fell to the ground, completely crushing the college student. You may be asking why he didn't move or how he didn't hear a helicopter coming at him. Well, that's because he had on headphones. These are the strangest ways people have ever died, part 4. Up first, a kid from Mississippi named Philip got a new...
Here are some of the dumbest ways that people have died throughout history. In 1982, some guys in Arizona thought it'd be fun to shoot at a massive saguaro cacti. One of the men shot a 26-foot-tall cactus and a bit broke off. It landed on him and crushed him to death. In the 18th century, Adolf Frederick, the King of Sweden, died from eating too much in one sitting. His last meal consisted of lobster, caviar, sauerkraut, smoked herring, all washed down with lots of champagne. After that, he had a whopping 14 sweet buns served in a bowl of hot milk. In the 1990s, a UK teenager died after spraying himself with deodorant all the time. Because he always used his deodorant in a confined space, he ended up breathing in a deadly amount of fumes. Here are some
3 dumb ways people have died, and the last one will shock you. Number 1, death by beard. This is Hans Steininger, and he had the world's longest beard, but unfortunately, it led to his death. In 1567, there was a fire, and in the panic, he forgot to roll up his beard. While rushing away from the fire, he stepped on his own beard, and he tripped and broke his neck. Number 2, death by beer. In 1814, the Mew Brewing Company had huge vats of beer rupture. A total of 322,000 gallons of beer then flooded the town. 8 people died from drowning in the beer or from their injuries. Number 3, death by laughter. On March 24th, 1975, Alex Mitchell passed away while watching Kung Fu Capers. The episode was so funny that he laughed for 25 minutes straight until he fell dead from heart failure. 3 dumb ways people have...
The strangest ways people have died. Okay, firstly, this is Keno Butler and his girlfriend. One night after a serious argument, his girlfriend decided to sit on top of him until he died. Next, Mr. Souza owned a farm, and while he was sleeping, a cow got onto his roof, and due to its weight, it crashed straight through the ceiling and crushed him to death. Now, you won't expect this. This is the K-pop star Irma Bully, and while she was performing live with a king cobra, she accidentally stepped on its tail and it bit her in the thigh. She kept performing for 45 minutes until she died. Finally, this officially unlocked a new fear of mine. A guy working on a high-rise that was 50 stories high was fiddling with his tape measure when it accidentally fell out of his pocket and fell straight to the ground. The tape measure was falling at a speed of 150 miles per hour. Unfortunately, a construction worker named Gary Anderson was right under and it killed him to death when it hit his head. The strangest ways people have died. Okay, firstly, this is Keno Butler and his girlfriend. One night after a serious argument, his girlfriend decided to sit on top of him until he died. Next, Mr. Souza owned a farm, and while he was sleeping, a cow got onto his...
Just a cigarette, and it cannot be that bad.
Honey, don't you love me, and you know it makes me sad.
It's just a cigarette, like you always used to do.
I was different then, I don't need them to.
Embarrassingly dumb ways people have died. For some reason, this couple thought it'd be cool to grab a drink from a landfill site. While at the site, they spotted a bottle containing some drink of some sort. They then went home with the bottle, and that evening after dinner, downed the bottle's content. Unsurprisingly, they became very ill, and the next day they died before they could get any medical help. This guy pointed his rifle at point-blank range at a 30-foot cactus plant. Once he fired the shot, the 2-ton plant came crashing down on him, killing him in...
It's just a cigarette, and it cannot
Who are
be
you?
that bad.
Honey, don't you love me, and you know it makes me
That's
sad.
got the life
Cigarette, like you always used to do.
I was different then,
You're dead.
I don't need
In this
See, the fourth voice people have died.
Bruh.
The first person dead crashed by a log at the beach. The second person dead fell out of a roller coaster. The third person dead fell into a chocolate factory machine.
Who are you?
The fourth person dead fell off the Grand Canyon taking self. Thanks for watching. Don't forget like and subscribe for more videos.
These are the most stupid ways to die, part 1. Up first is falling out of your bed while you are sleeping. 1 in every 10,000 people die this way. And honestly, it's a very unlucky way to go out. Up first is tripping and dying. 1 in every 9,000 people die this way. This honestly just comes down to you being clumsy. Very unfortunate way to go out. And I guarantee that girl wasn't looking at you that you turned your head for. Finally is getting crushed and dying by a fallen tree. This happens to 1 in every 999,000 people. Just imagine walking down the street and getting crushed to death by a tree. Has to be one of the worst ways to go out, and probably the stupidest. These are the...
It's just a cigarette,
Facts.
and it cannot be that bad.
Honey, don't you love me?